We are live. Excuse me. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do us well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. And make sure you ring that notification bell if you want to support this true, there's no question about it now, if you want to support this true independent nationals rebel outpost for college football with a donation to help us keep the lights on and grow the channel, just hit that $sign where you make your comment and I will get to your super chat as quick as I possibly can. Welcome everybody into the studio that sits on the corner. The very corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend. With your comments and with your phone calls, welcome on in. PATC Einsteins, I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday, May 9th. The little general, we just had a very good, nice lunch together. Now it is time to talk about the mess at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. What mess am I talking about? Well, there is an update to the Chapel Hill mess. There is more stories coming out in Chapel Hill. We are going to cover it. It's been covered on WRAL, Brian Murphy. And I don't know how many people have picked up on this. We know that Preston from Greensboro, North Carolina has picked up on it. He knows the story, but a lot of you may not. So we're going to get into it all. We've got a super chat from Preston from North Carolina. We've got a super chat. $5 holler. I do declare the aliens must have bad breath with those super Tic Tacs. Those Tic Tacs were all over those videos yesterday. A lot of Tic Tacs. One of them was turning 90 degrees at very high speeds. I don't know. Preston from Greensboro, thank you so much. The live show, we're going to be talking about North Carolina. We're going to be talking about North Carolina. What is going on? What about Bill Belichick's contract? What does the impact of all of this have to do with the belle of the ball, which is the North Carolina Tar Heels? Does it have any impact in their standing when it comes to the next wave of disruption? I'm going to give you a little tease. Yes and no. How about them apples? Yes and no. It does not affect them when it comes to the attractiveness. You're going to have them on your dance card. You're going to have North Carolina, number 1, number 2, on your dance card. You're going to ask the UNC Chapel Hill to dance with you. But the mess in Chapel Hill right now could very well have an impact on the belle of the ball, the UNC Tar Heel, to even get to the dance. To even get to the dance, to even get to the ballroom dance, to dance with all the suitors out there. So we're going to go through it all. Bill Belichick, North Carolina. We are going to get to it. First of all, we are going to go through our I Do Declares, our I Do Declare updates. We have more predictions on our I Do Declare World Championship going on this year. Again, if you are a PATC Einstein, you put it in this super chat, you do an I Do Declare, you put out a bold prediction, I book it in, and during the season, we are going to give you points for getting it right, and we're going to dock you points for getting it wrong, and we're going to see who is the true I Do Declare PATC Einstein World Champion. Now, this was an I Do Declare that's not going to get booked because it's a little bit off the grid, but I appreciate the super chat. Preston from Greensboro, thank you for keeping us the lights on. I appreciate it so very much. Destry the Pirate says, as a near lifelong NC resident, I can tell you there has to be massive conflict within the UNC about what to do. Culturally on campus, they are very much like a Big Ten school. The athletic department wants the SEC. There is a lot of truth to what Destry the Pirate just said. Thank you for coming on in. I appreciate it. We got Bo Stackers in the house. Jan Uzi is here. Daryl is here. Christopher Hooter, go Tigers. Go Tigers. We got the Michigan Wolverine Bimba 79. We've got the Cornhusker, Skaven, yes. He's getting all excited for the season. Cal Bears is in the house. Zero Wiz, Sparty, Michigan State. Bill G, the incredible edible Bill G is here. Oklahoma State Cowboy. We got Marcus Williams. Another Wolverine is in the house. Go Blue. We've got 555 Rock. We've got Coy. Go Alani. We've got the Georgia Bulldog. We've got the Bulldog himself, Mr. Don Scruggs. We got Outlaw Skis, and we got the Arkansas Razorback, Nick Kelso. The Buckeye Outlaw Skis and the Razorback. Nick Kelso is in the house. The Big Lubbock is here. We've got Ed Hawk. Thanks for coming on in, Ed Hawk. The Miami Hurricane. Ooh, look who's in the house. It's Humble Bumble Duck. We haven't seen Mr. Duck for a while. We have not seen Mr. Buck for a while. Thank you for coming on, Humble Bumble Duck. I appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. We got Bill Kakusa. Bill Kakusa is in the house. Hello, Greg. Hello, Bill. Hello, Bill. I've got an older brother named Bill, and he just learned that his daughter is expecting. His daughter is expecting. She might be a little pregnant. That's the word that I got at about 11:34 last night. So congratulations to my niece and to my brother and everybody, and my niece's husband and all of that. Congratulations. We've got Bill G leading us off with 5 gifted memberships. Punt and Rally. Andrew Pepe. Latif. Gene Calderon and Stephen Barkus were all gifted a membership by the incredible Edible Bill G. When you get an opportunity, please say thank you to Bill G. He has been giving gifted memberships for days, weeks, months, years. Bill G, I cannot thank you enough for all your support. You are one of the major reasons why we can come up on here and do this show every single day, covering college football like nobody's business. We cover everything from A to Z in Bill G. You are the one of the big reasons why. Thank you so very much. I am humbled by all your support. Thank you, Mr. Cowboy. I very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Movie Time Blues is in the house. Thank you, Movie Time Blues. Nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you. The Architect is here. The Architect is here. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations to Anna Banana, my niece, and her husband, of course. Can't leave him out of it. And my brother Bill. Humble Bumble Duck. Sorry, haven't been much here lately. Been absolutely swamped at work, helping family with some issues out of town. Life has gotten in the way, and I understand that. Again, God, family, Golden Gophers. For you, it's, I don't know if it's God, but it's definitely family. And then the Oregon Ducks, Humble Bumble Duck. You got to have your priorities, and this show has got to be one of your lowest priorities in life. So, but I appreciate you stopping in today. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bill G. All of you are knighted. All of you are knighted. Cloak and Dagger. Appreciate it. Ooh, we've got the other Gygax. We've got Daniel Gygax in the house. He's part of that college football mafia group, which I got a bone to pick with Moen and the Professor Wild Ute. I don't have a bone to pick with Daniel Gygax because he was pretty kind to my Minnesota Golden Gophers. And Nathan Brown wasn't there at the time, but I got a bone to pick with the Wild Ute and Moen. I cannot wait to get back invited on that show. I'm going to give them a little piece of my mind. I'm going to give them a little piece of my Golden Gopher mind. This is not just the year of the 2020. This is not just 2026 redemption tour for yours truly, Greg the Cooler, for Greg the Gold. This is also about the year of the Golden Gopher. The year of the Golden Gopher. Go Black 45 is in the house. Go Black 45. Appreciate you coming on in. Purple and gold. Thank you, Humble Bumble Duck. Love your show. Still watch it every chance I get. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Memphis Dave. Howdy, PATC. Good day to be alive. When one can count on the Greg to break it all down and keep us informed. See ya, Pete. Thank you, Memphis Dave. Appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Again, this is the show that we're going to lay it down. lay it down on a Saturday afternoon. Number one, the I Do Declare update. Number two, we are going to be venturing into Hokie country. Spotlight on the Virginia Tech Hokies for the 2026 season. This is our 22nd spotlight, and it's only May 9th. Our 22nd spotlight, we got a lot more to go, but we've got to put the spotlight on the Hokies. We got to put the spotlight on James Franklin. And this is not the last time we're going to talk about Virginia Tech. This is the second time we've talked about Virginia Tech. Remember, earlier this year, we did the old now where did I put that? Holy smokes. We did the old ACC way early. There we've got Virginia number 8, Virginia Tech number 6, in our way too early order of finish prediction. I'll give you another graphic on that. Hold on. So when we made these way too early predictions, we went through the teams, we hit them a little bit, and now we're doing it again, and we're going to do it a third time after the college football magazines come out, and then we're going to do it a fourth time when we make our official predictions in the month of August. This is our way too early prediction, and we've got Virginia Tech at number 6. I can't put them ahead of California. I can't put them ahead of Clemson. Not yet. I may. Not yet. Can't do it ahead of SMU. Can't do it ahead of Louisville. And I can't do it ahead of Miami. So we're going to do that. And then we are going to talk about the North Carolina mess. Greg, what are you talking about? Is there something new? Yeah, there's something new. UNC, I'm going to get Don Scruggs mad at me. I'm going to get Preston from Greensboro mad at me. But UNC is acting a little bit like Georgia right now. A little bit like Georgia right now. There's a little bit something going on in the football program. The whole athletic department is a mess. The university can't make decisions. They don't have power. The belle of the ball in their beautiful Tar Heel blue is having a little bit of problem. Preston from Greensboro, it is called speeding. Yes, it does. It does have something to do with Belichick. It does. We're going to get into it. We are going to get into it. Virginia Tech, you'll be sick of Franklin soon. Speeding. Yep. Bill Cox. Yes. Bobby Cox. Rest in peace, Bobby Cox. For everybody out there, family and loved ones, and those who fell in love with Bobby Cox and watched the Atlanta Braves, big fans, not me, but you guys, Don Scruggs and the rest of you Georges and the Atlanta and the people in the South. He is no longer with us, at least in body. So Bobby Cox, rest in paradise. The next time, loved ones of Bobby Cox, family and loved ones, the next time you see Mr. Bobby Cox, it will be forever. Yes, rest in paradise. He passed away. All right. Greg, maybe your Wild can make up for the Gopher. The Minnesota Wild are going down in flames. The Minnesota Timberwolves are going down in flames. And I will forever be the re-elected mayor of Loserville City. That is not going to change. I am going to be Greg the Gold this year with my predictions. But I'm always going to be the re-elected mayor of Loserville City. I'm going to get re-elected, landslide. It's not even going to be close. The election, I don't even have to stuff the ballot box. I don't even have to advertise for my campaign. I don't have to ask for you guys to hit the streets and knock on doors. It's a lock. Every single year, it's an absolute lock. I am the re-elected mayor of Loserville City. But enough about me. Let's get into the story. Mohr Simmons, great manager of the Braves. Kenneth Maynard, Cox was a great manager. Go Pokes, MBM is in the house. Kenneth Maynard, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Go Pokes, RT is in the house. Okay, let's first appreciate all you coming on in. Let's talk about the update on the I Do Declare competition. 3-loss team wins the Natty. Esmus Tox, we're going to give that a valuation of 5 points. If you get it right, Esmus Tox, if a 3-loss team wins it all, you're going to get 5 points. If you get it wrong, you're going to lose 5 points. High risk, high rewards, high benefits. Number 47. The 47th prediction on the board is Colorado finishes Big 12 top 5. Arnaged, I'm going to give that a valuation of 3 points. Can Colorado sneak in to the top 5? Can they get it done? So there it is. Right now, we are at 47 predictions are in the books. We've got a long ways to go, so let it marinate, ladies and gentlemen. What bold prediction are you willing to make to get on the board and to compete against the other PATC Einsteins? All right, so that's our update on the I Do Declare. Now, we're heading right into, it's a simple program today. We're going to do the Virginia Tech Hokie Spotlight, and then we're going to go into the North Carolina mess. The North Carolina mess. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Whoa! That is not correct. That is not correct. What happened there? That is absolutely not correct. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. I got everything but the name. Where is my producer to make sure I'm not making mistakes here? Huh? Where is my producer? Okay, I apologize for that. Ethan Grunkmeyer, transferred from Penn State, going to be the quarterback for Virginia Tech. 1,339 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 69.1 completion percentage, a 142.6 quarterback ranking. That's a pretty healthy rating. A really good completion percentage, 8-4. He did good. Grunkmeyer did good at the end of the season when Penn State had to go to their key QB2 due to an injury. Right? He pretty good. But then when James Franklin went to Virginia Tech and Plattsburgh, who joined him? Ethan Grunkmeyer. Now, I don't know, guys. I don't know about this. This is why I cannot have Virginia Tech be higher than 6. Because I don't know about this quarterback. He did pretty good last year, but when I watch him, to me, he's not smooth. He's a little bit of herky jerky. I don't know. I do not know. We're We're going to find out, and we're going to find out early in 2026 what this guy has. Now, the running back situation, I put down Jeffrey Overton as the guy to watch for. I have him in our spotlight. Now, RB1 to begin the season, and any Hokie they'll probably agree with me, but it's probably going to be Marcellus Hawkins, their RB1. And Jeffrey Overton's probably going to start this season as RB2. But I think if Virginia Tech is going to have a successful running game, I think it's going to be this man. He was a freshman last season, touched the ball a few times. He's got a lot of juice to him. 146 yards rushing, 5.8 average per rush, 1 rushing touchdown. And again, Marcellus Hawkins is probably going to start off as the lead back for Virginia Tech. But I wanted to put Jeffrey Overton here because eventually I think he's going to take over the running game for the Hokies in 2026. Again, for the Hokie fans out there, let me know what you're thinking about this running back situation for Virginia Tech. Now, we just came off the spotlight on Virginia, the Virginia Cavaliers, and their wide receiver room. I haven't seen a wide receiver room that weak to start. We'll just call it post-spring. If you missed it, go watch it yesterday. I mean, Tony Elliott's got a lot of good things going on for Virginia, but the wide receiver room is definitely not it. They're going to have a running game with their running backs. Hopefully, Peyton Lewis can be their good running back, and the quarterbacks, Pibula and Eli Holstein, they're going to run the ball a lot. We know that. Virginia Tech's got a better wide receiver room than Virginia, of course. But there's still a lot of mystery to this wide receiver room. Really. I don't really see a wide receiver number one on the team yet. But let's start out with Aiden Green, Virginia Tech Hokie, coming back for this year. 31 receptions, 516 yards receiving, 16.6 average per reception, 3 receiving touchdowns. Again, he keeps getting better and better and better. He's got another year of eligibility, and now maybe he can be like a 50-60 guy with Ethan Grugmeyer as his quarterback, James Franklin as the head coach. Now, James Franklin brought his Luke Reynolds, his tight end, from Penn State. He's got a few more other transfers coming on in to try to help the Virginia Tech Hokies offense. But the guy that I wanted to highlight was Quishon Brown, or Sean Brown, that a lot of people call him. The transfer from Duke. 64 receptions, 846 yards receiving, 13.2 average per reception, 5 receiving touchdowns. He got a lot of targets last year. Remember, Duke had a very good offense. They won the ACC championship. Darren Mensah was the quarterback at Duke. He transfers to go with James Franklin. Darren Mensah went to Miami. And now Quishon Brown is with the Hokies. Can he light it up? He had a really good year last year. Can Ethan and Sean Brown get a connection going here in the spring and then in August camp? Now, the one guy that I don't think there's any mystery to for the Virginia Tech Hokies is this man, Cam Chadwick. He was one of the better defensive players out there that nobody has heard of again, the man from UConn. UConn lost a lot in the portal last year, guys. They lost their running back, Edwards. They lost Chadwick. Defensive back, Cam Chadwick, 43 solo tackles. 2.5 tackle for losses. 1 sack, 4 interceptions. James Franklin and the Hokies targeted him in the portal, and they got him. He's going to be one of the leaders on the defensive side of the ball for the Hokies. And now you look at the Virginia Tech schedule. That third game at Maryland, we're going to learn a lot about Malik Williams, the quarterback of Maryland. We have not had the Marylands in the spotlight yet. We're going to. But Ethan Grunkmeyer, we're going to learn a lot about Virginia Tech. They're going on the road to play Maryland, and then they're going on the road to play Boston College. Then they're home against Pittsburgh, on the road to California, at home against Georgia Tech, on the road against Clemson, on the road SMU, at home Stanford, on the road to Miami, and then at home against Virginia. So they got a stretch of games here. They've got California on October 10th, Georgia Tech, Clemson, SMU, and then in 3 weeks' time, because there's a bye week between Clemson and SMU, they play Miami. So the back half of the schedule is going to be a lot more daunting than the first half of the schedule. Bo Stacker sees at least 7 losses. I got Virginia Tech number 6 in the ACC. So I've got the Hokies mopping up in the first part of the schedule. Boston College, Pittsburgh, and Georgia Tech have to be victories. I got California defeating Virginia Tech. The Clemson game is going to be a tussle. SMU is going to be a tough one. They got to beat Stanford, and I think they're going to beat Virginia. So I got Virginia Tech right in that 6th spot in the ACC. Let me know how wrong I got it once again. But that is our PATC spotlight on the Virginia Tech Hokies. Interesting squad. Ethan Grunkmeyer, I don't really know, guys. I don't know. The running back situation, Marcellus Hawkins, the RB1. But I like the younger guy. To take over for Virginia Tech. I like Mr. Overton. I think he's got a chance to be a good one. We're all going to find out. There is your Virginia Tech Hokie Spotlight. I hope you enjoyed that. And again, we're going to have another Spotlight team tomorrow. We're going to have team number 23. Who's it going to be? It's going to be somebody again in the ACC conference. We don't do just one conference and then do another one. We skip around. But tomorrow we're going to do our 3rd ACC team in a row. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You're just going to have to watch. You're just going to have to click on and watch the next Spotlight. Team number 23 tomorrow, Sunday, May 10th. Grunk had Allen and Singleton, which helped him. Yep. Now he's got Hawkins and Overton. We'll see what happens. We've got Ricky Tungate. $10 holler super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Ricky Tungate. Thank you so very much, Mr. Hoosier, for your generosity once again. Very humbled by your help. Thank you, sir. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on and grow the channel. Thank you, Ricky Tungate. And again, like I said last night, for whatever reason, our independent college football Rebel Outpost YouTube channel is growing like crazy over the last 28 days. The little general and I have talked about it, and we are so thankful. We do not know why. It's all probably going to come to a halt sooner or later, but we just want to thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Very much appreciation for all of it. Maybe you guys are sharing the video. I don't know what's going on, word of mouth, but thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ricky Tungate. Thank you much. Cal Bears. Cal versus Tech on October 10th is going to be a good game. And possibly an important game. And if we had the playoffs in 24, a really important game. I'm going to get to that in a second. MBM, it will be a team from North Carolina that I'm going to do a spotlight on. You might be correct, Mr. Cowboy. You might be correct. I do want to say this. And first of all, thank you, Ricky Tungate. Thank you, Bill G. Thank you, Preston from North Carolina, for your generosity. We are going to get to the North Carolina story here right now. We're not going to waste any more time, but we did have to do the I Do Declare update. We do have to do the spotlight. We got to talk football. We have to talk college football on a college football YouTube channel. I love talking football. I love talking all these teams. That's why we do a national show. We don't do just a single team. We don't do a conference. We do the whole thing. The whole national football. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm getting a lot of... hold on here. Okay. All right. Okay. What's up, Iceman Greg? Former boys. No. It's not that. It's not that. No. There is no Iceman Greg. Not this year. No. Not in 2026. It is Greg the Gold. Greg the Gold. Greg the Gold. Taking my girlfriend, she's an Oregon State Beaver, to dinner tonight in Corvallis. Trying to decide if I should wear my usual duck gear or not. Think I should stick my head in the lion's mouth, Greg? It all depends. It all depends. It all depends on your convictions in this relationship. Do you see going the whole way? Do you see scoring a touchdown? I don't mean that. I mean, do you see a commitment, a long term? Do you see marriage with this girlfriend? Because I'm going to surprise you here, humble bumble duck. If you truly do see a future with your girlfriend, you wear the duck outfit. You wear the duck outfit. Because that means you can be yourself. And there might be a little teasing back and forth. She might rip on you a little bit, but she's got to forgive you. But if there is not a great future, don't wear it. Just have fun. Have fun. Don't wear the duck. But if this is a serious one, a serious girlfriend, wear your duck's outfit. Wear your duck's outfit. I did not mean that. I did not mean that. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Anyways, that's my advice. Although it's not worth much, I got to tell you. Okay, North Carolina. Let's get to it. Now, you can't see it there. It did not come out the way I wanted it to come out. Those two pieces of paper on the desk, one of them says something to the effect of the Dean Center options, and the other piece of paper says Bill Belichick's contract. Okay? And then you've got the beat Duke piece of paper up on the board there. It's a complete mess. North Carolina is a complete mess. What are we talking about today? Greg, why are you bringing this up on a Saturday, May 9th? What are you doing, Greg? Greg, what are you doing? I'm talking about this. Brian Murphy, WRAL, investigates the football team's behavior is undercutting decades of efforts by Carolina coaches and athletes to build a national reputation for integrity the Carolina way, one professor wrote. Again, Brian Murphy, WRAL, yesterday, then today update. No one can rein in these players. North Carolina football player piles up parking complaints, speeding tickets. A University of North Carolina professor has been complaining about the parking and driving habits of UNC football players since November, sending a barrage of emails and pictures to university leaders. UNC says it's working to ensure that players are educated about the driving safety. A University of North Carolina football player has been cited at least 4 times for speeding, including 2 reckless driving charges, since arriving on campus in January. The dude just got there. Uh-oh. AFKA says once again it's WRAL. A lot of people might be thinking WRAL is the one that is doing wrong here, and North Carolina is the victim. However, before we get on to the story here, I think WRAL is doing North Carolina a favor in bringing this out. You've all got to let me have a chance to explain after we get done with this reporting. Give me a chance to explain. Thank you, Mohr After Dark, for your very generosity. Some sort of Greg the Cold. We'll get into it. But Mohr, your comments on the Minnesota Golden Gophers, I know I am going the right way. I know you Buckeye is going the wrong way when you see this 2026 season playing out. And OBD Dunn, thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your super chat. I will get to that later. I promise you. OP and Moen, thank you so very much. I just want to get in this article. When I get out of it, we're going to go to your super chats. I promise you. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. But Preston from Greensboro, then WRAL will redact the story if it helps UNC. That's not what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, again, please, just give me the opportunity. There is something we haven't even gotten to the article yet, and I'm already, look. How do I say this? It's not going to, none of this is going to affect North Carolina, as I said at the beginning of the show. It isn't going to, there's still the belle of the ball. There's still number 1 and number 2 on everybody's dance cards. When Miss North Carolina arrives, there's going to be suitors there that they're going to want to dance with her. But this story and other stories that are stacking up on each other, I'm telling you right now, it's making it more difficult, more challenging for the North Carolina beautiful lady, the belle of the ball, to make it to the dance without extreme help. And that is the impact on the next wave of disruption, the next wave of realignment. How does she get to the dance? How does she get to the dance? These stories are stacking up on each other. We're going to get to everything. Please be patient. Please be patient on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Back to the evil WRAL article. Brian Murphy, once again, I think doing an outstanding job. Another player has been cited 3 times, including once on allegations of driving over 100 miles per hour since February. And his car has been photographed in on-campus parking spots marked for people with disabilities. Now, I do not go through this whole article. This article was long. It's an investigation. There's a lot there. And again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, even if it comes to parking tickets. But my goodness. They're among at least 5 transfers or key players that UNC highlighted as having re-signed with the program who have been cited for speeding since January, which comes just months after Coach Bill Belichick said he had addressed the off-field issues, and players and parents complained about the program's culture in Belichick's first season. Players and parents complain about the program's culture. The charges were found as part of a new WRAL investigation into allegations of players flouting parking and driving rules across campus, raising questions about who is able to stop the behavior. It's not just about getting parking tickets and driving speeding tickets. They're flaunting it. They're flaunting it supposedly, according to WRAL. For the past 5 months, longtime university professor Mike Topher has pleaded with university administrators, leaders in the athletic department, and parking authorities to do something about the parking habits of some football players, according to emails and photos reviewed by WRAL. Topher, who is a member of the UNC's Cancer Cell Biology Research Program, easy for you to say, says players have parked in spaces marked for people with disabilities, backed into parking spots against established rules, sped through narrow parking decks and on-campus roads, and cursed at them. Is there no one who can rein in these players? Probably only a subset of the football team who are tarnishing the reputation of our school and all of Carolina athletes. Topher wrote in a recent email to North Carolina Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham. It followed a previous note to Topher in which Cunningham said that he'd addressed the issues with the football program and promised to meet in person as soon as he returned to Chapel Hill from the ACC's men's basketball tournament in Charlotte. On April 27th, Cunningham responded again. I don't know how many more times I can apologize. Disappointing, to say the least. North Carolina hired Belichick, an NFL coaching legend with 8 Super Bowl rings and nearly 50 years of experience, in December of 2024 to revive the Tar Heels football brand and catapult the program into national relevance. Belichick, who turned 74 last month, had not coached in college football before North Carolina hired him and signed him to a 5-year, $50 million contract. WRAL investigates found last year that nearly 20% of the 101 players, nearly 20% of last year's team had been cited for driving violations, accounting for 31 speeding tickets and 10 reckless driving counts. 10 of them. Our conduct outside of the building, outside of the program is important to us. And we stress that, Belichick told WRAL in November when asked about the driving issues. We've addressed multiple things, not just that. There are other things that go on besides driving that we've talked about absolutely. Asked about the most recent citations in long simmering parking complaints involving football players, UNC Athletics Department told WRAL in a statement, "We work with our athletic programs to ensure that players are educated about driving safety, and we will continue to work with all of our teams on driving education." Cunningham has been the school's athletic director since 2011. On July 1st, he will move to a new role as senior advisor to the chancellor and athletic director. Steve Newmark, a former NASCAR executive with deep ties to Chapel Hill, will become athletic director. Newmark has been executive associate athletics director since August. I thought Cunningham, actually was probably right up there with the chancellor in running the university, but I found out when I wrote to him that he doesn't have any control over the football program anymore. Pfeiffer, the professor, told WRAL in an interview. Bubba Cunningham was clearly frustrated and ultimately angry about his behavior and didn't seem to be able to change it. The allegations That's not the worry, Robert Gibbs. That's not the worry. Hang on. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Preston from Greensboro, our new athletic director is from NASCAR. How do y'all expect us to drive slowly? Okay, that's a good one. Okay. The allegations are not contained to campus. Demond June, the team's leading rusher in 2025, and one of the players the program chose to highlight as re-signing, has been cited 3 times since February, including for reckless driving, for allegedly going 101 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone on March 19th in his lime green Dodge Charger. Transfer tight end Jelani Thurman appeared in 35 games, including all 30 over the last 2 seasons for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He was on the Buckeyes 2024 National Championship team and earned Ohio State Scholar Athlete recognition in 23 and 24. And he is one of the Tar Heels' top-rated transfers committing to the team in early January. Thurman was cited for driving 63 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone on January 19th. The officer noted that the driver said he was new to the area. 2 weeks later, on February 30, Thurman was cited for driving 66 in a 35 mile per hour zone. Reckless driving, not having insurance, and having an expired registration. On April 2nd, Thurman was again cited for speeding, reckless driving, an expired tag when, according to the citation, he was going 101 mile per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. On April 29th, Thurman was cited for speeding again, accused of going 92 in a 70 mile per hour zone, as well as having no registration. Jeff Fan of Talking ACC Sports North Carolina has an out to terminate Bill Belichick as head football coach. Now, this was reported back in October about Bill Belichick's contract. Kenneth Mohr, UNC is fine, Greg. This is a non-story in terms of realignment. They're waiting for the exit fee to lower to $75 million. I don't think they're going to wait that long, but we'll see. But again, I haven't gotten to the point where it very well might affect how the belle of the ball even gets to the dance. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Bill Belichick's buyout options. What North Carolina coach's contract says. Too high. Now, this was back in October. All right? This is back in October. Two high-level sources said the University of North Carolina is not currently looking into an exit strategy for Bill Belichick, whose contract states that he can leave for $1 million buyout. However, if UNC were to fire him without cause, the university would owe him $30 million total. Age Archer in the chat room, respectively, WRALNO, New and Observer, just does hit pieces on Carolina athletics. They're just playing to the NC State Raleigh hater crowd. All right? I mean, I respect you putting that in the comments, but, you know, is the facts in this article being challenged or just the motivation of WRAL putting it in their article? Is it the motivation or is it the facts that are being argued? Just everybody hang on. There is a reason why I am talking about this, because I asked some questions about this. There's a reason why I'm talking about it today on a Saturday, May 9th. Buckle in, buckle up. That's all. We'll get to it. But I want everybody to know the story that is being reported. All right. UNC can terminate Belichick's contract for just about any reason. But that would cost the university even more. Belichick is entitled to about $30 million total if he's fired without cause. The first 3 years of Belichick's 5-year, $50 million contract are guaranteed. If UNC decided to fire Belichick without cause, the university would owe him everything he was set to earn up until December 2027. Since Belichick's contract shows he makes $10 million annually, his guaranteed payment is 3 years for $30 million. The university is basically allowed to end Bill Belichick's contract if it finds that he committed some sort of major violation that could be anything from violating NCAA or athletic conference rules in treating players poorly to failing to show up for work or a host of other violations of his contract. Belichick, PATC money shot of the article. Belichick is also responsible for the actions of his players and staff. Yeah, it's down to $20 million. Sure. If he were to be fired for cause, the university wouldn't be on the hook for any salary or bonus or supplemental income after the contract is terminated. And then they talked to a Durham lawyer on this. Okay, so why are we talking about this, ladies and gentlemen? We're getting a lot of pushback. We are getting a lot of pushback here. Kenneth Mohr, the NC Board of Governors are physically responsible. They will pay the $75 million for North Carolina to leave and another $75 million for North Carolina State to leave if that's an option. We know that the Board of Governors oversee multiple schools. Okay. We do know that. We've talked a lot about that. And eventually we're going to get there in this discussion. So here's the situation. I asked a bunch of questions. Here is the there's an issue to this. And so far, every North Carolina Tar Heel person in the PATC family is saying this is not a big deal. Number one, it could affect Bill Belichick if North Carolina does not get off to a good start, if another losing season. They could find a way to fire him with cause because of the players doing so many things on campus or just outside of campus. This could end up being some sort of compromise where they could let Bill Belichick go and they compromise on the money. So this might affect Bill Belichick if they do not have a good season this year. But let's get down to brass tacks here. North Carolina, their football program, okay, they made a big bet on Bill Belichick, okay? And so far, year one, they got a lot of tickets sold. They brought in a lot more revenue. What did we see from the ACC? Well, we saw Virginia going to the ACC championship game, going 11-3. Virginia is North Carolina and the South longest rivalry. What else did we see? We saw Duke. We saw Duke winning the ACC championship game against Virginia. North Carolina is having a difficult time. Their decision making, their messaging on the Dean Center has been quite the story to watch. We have reported on that. But the biggest part of this North Carolina story is the North Carolina Board of Bleeping Governors. That's why this story is important. I poked and prodded on this. The answer I got back is this sucks. They've got to get a grip on this program. They cannot be seen. There cannot be an uncontrolled football program. It doesn't matter, like, if you want to blow away all these parking tickets and speeding violations and all that, go ahead. But North Carolina cannot afford, look, they're still the belle of the ball. They're still going to have their dance card. And again, we have Peek Around the Corner. We have reported this over and over. And on June 15th, 2024, North Carolina with the number one target for the Southeastern Conference, number two target for the Big Ten. And that has not changed. But the ability of North Carolina to go in front of the Board of Governors. The Board of Governors have already taken away North Carolina, the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, their ability to litigate, their ability to sue the ACC, their ability to have talks and to be able to make their own decision around conference realignment, conference affiliation. North Carolina, Chapel Hill has already been stripped away of a lot of their own power within the Board of Regents. North Carolina cannot afford, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill cannot afford to have the Board of Governors step in even more, to take away more of their power. North Carolina, the Tar Heels, they already need support from the Board of Governors. If their plan is to join the SEC, they already need to send a financial package, a financial concept, a business plan to the Board of Governors and show this is why it's good for our university to leave the ACC and join the Southeastern Conference. Just for an example. They cannot afford to be seen as being more dependent on the Board of Governors. Right now, it doesn't even look right now. Look, appearances, perception does become reality over time. They've got to clean it up. And it would help if this Bill Belichick can be successful in this. They cannot. And for those who are saying this is an attack from North Carolina State and Raleigh, North Carolina, and the interest of North. Okay, fine. Believe that. Maybe it's true. But you got to take it serious. The more dependent, let's be blunt. Can we be blunt here? The more dependent that the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill becomes on the Board of Governors, the better it is for North Carolina State. The more difficult it becomes for North Carolina to unhook the Wolfpack backpack. The perception is in the state of North Carolina, with these stories coming out and others, that the football program is now unraveling. Now, I get it. Age Archer says state politicians would like North Carolina State to go with North Carolina, but they are realistic. They know Southeastern Conference doesn't want them. But they can make it more and more difficult for North Carolina. That Calamoni check, it would become the Wolfpack check, is going to get bigger and bigger. You get more leverage. If North Carolina was running on all cylinders right now, if they were competitive in football, if their basketball program had not just fired their head coach, if North Carolina athletics was humming along, there'd be less resistance at the Board of Governors if North Carolina would present a business plan to the Board of Governors. That is just natural. But if it's the opposite way, which it is right now, it becomes more difficult. In this story, and again, I know a lot of you are saying this doesn't mean anything. It means a lot to the politicians, and it's probably going to mean a lot to the Board of Governors. They've already stripped power away from UNC Chapel Hill and every other public university. UNC Chapel Hill still, North Carolina State and Chapel Hill still are not getting that gambling tax money. The other universities are, but the Tar Heels are not. Wolfpack are not. North Carolina's got to figure it out. They're still the belle of the ball. The brand, the student population, the disposable income, the economic machine, the education, the research university. North Carolina does not have an SEC of the Big Ten university in the state. North Carolina has got everything going for them, except they have this issue with the Board of Governors. And that issue grows more if you are having problems internally that have nothing to do with the Board of Governors. You don't want to give anybody excuse to step in and take more power away from you. You do not want to strengthen North Carolina State's Wolfpack's political hand. You don't want to strengthen their hand any more than they've already got. And yet, all these stories do is strengthen the hand of North Carolina State. Hold on one second. We are going to get to your super chats. Very kind super chats that I have not gotten to because we had to finish off this article. I know there's some disagreement, and that is great. We live on disagreements here at PATC. Hold on one second. And then we're going to open up the phone lines. North Carolina. The athletic department is a mess right now. Absolutely. And they're transitioning to a new athletic director on July 1st. They are still the belle of the ball. They're still the belle of the ball. Okay. We got Mowing After Dark. Mowing After Dark. $5 holla. We'll get your phone calls in a moment. You can tell me how wrong we got it here at Peek Around the Corner. But my goodness. Greg is so cold that the mercury doesn't just drop. It enters the witness protection program. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Mohr, and After Dark. Thank you, Mr. Buckeye. Thank you for your generosity. Very much appreciated, sir. Very much appreciated. We've got OBD done. OBD done. Super chat. OBD Don, purple and gold. I believe your subs have gone up because it coincides with that yellow shirt. Oh boy. It's the color of melted cheese. Oh boy. Over a hot flame, crowning the hamburger. Oh, that's terrible. That has got to be the worst phrasing I've ever. Cheese crowning the hamburger. That phrasing, I might have to, that's just horrible. I mean, I'm getting sick just reading this post. The power of the cheeseburger, long live it. OBD Dunn, I thank you for your generosity. Like always, I'm very humbled by your support. You are an incredibly important PATC member. 99% of your posts are creative, thought-provoking, humorous, and it puts us forward into the world of college football. The term melted cheese, hot flame, crowning the hamburger, that might be the worst sentence I've ever read in my entire life. OBD Don, thank you so much for your generosity. I appreciate it, sir. I cannot believe the purple and gold. I cannot believe an LSU Tiger would love a cheeseburger. That I do not understand, because you guys have a very good, intelligent, elite palate. Except for the cheeseburger. Except for the cheeseburger. We got Studzilla. We've got Studzilla. $5 holla. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Somebody was going to get this shot in, and it's Studzilla. 101 players with driving violations is amateur numbers. Georgia Bulldogs. The Evil Badger. Thank you coming on in, Evil Badger. I appreciate it. We've got a super chat from a legend, PATC legend, Ryan Willett. Popping in for for a minute. It really gets my temper boiling when they don't have the proper parking plates or card using disabled parking spaces. You're absolutely correct, Eva Badger. It gets my blood boiling too. Thank you for giving us that perspective, Eva Badger. Very much appreciated, sir. Thank you so very much. Thank you for the $5 holler. We've got Expansion Crush Super Chat. The Indiana Hoosier, the reigning, defending Big Ten national champion, Expansion Crush. $2 holler. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it, Mr. Montcastle. Thank you so much for your support. Very appreciated, sir. Thank you very much. We've got Kenneth Maynard in a super chat doing an I do declare, an official I do declare. $10 holler. I do declare the East Carolina Pirates will win the American Conference. Now, what kind of valuations should we put on this, Kenneth Maynard? A 2 or a 3, I'm thinking. Kenneth Maynard, you let me know what you think is fair. 2 points or 3 points? Again, if you get it right, you'll get 2 points. If you get it wrong, -2. Or you get 3, -3. Kenneth Maynard, let me know what you think is a fair valuation on an I do declare that the East Carolina Pirates are going to win the American Conference. Thank you, sir. I very much appreciate your generosity. I appreciate you coming on in once again with an I do declare prediction. I love it. I absolutely love it. We got Preston from Greensboro, North Carolina. We're talking about his Tar Heels. And he's coming back. He's coming back. For years, North Carolina only ate what they killed. Once the Board of Governors required them to show a financial plan, UNC started getting university money. Coincidence? Would the Board of Governors let them leave breaking even? Boy, that's a great comment. UNC and but other schools, but UNC starting to get that auxiliary money, that university money to supplement the athletic department. Would the Board of Governors let them leave breaking even? I don't know. Would the Board of Governors? Now, this is my perception. The Board of Governors, they're looking at that. We know that North Carolina would have to present a financial plan. The Board of Governors have to make the determination, is this best for North Carolina Chapel Hill? And I think we can all see pretty easily that if they left to the Big Ten and the SEC, even if they don't get a full freight right away, I think we can all make the argument that it would be best for North Carolina in the long run to change their conference affiliation. I don't think that's the difficult part. I think it's the other part where they're showing that financial plan and how does it help or hurt North Carolina State, and possibly a trickle-down effect to the other public universities that the Board of Governors oversee. That's the tricky part. But the Board of Governors, it would help Chapel Hill. It would help the University of North Carolina, the athletic department, if they can build some trust with the Board of Governors. Success, everybody wants to go with the strong horse instead of the weak horse when you're going across a river, rapid waters. It would be nice for North Carolina to have some success right now. Not only on the football field, the basketball court, but when it comes to this player situation. And that is the situation they got going on down there. So, great question, Preston from Greensboro. Again, I do not know what the bar is. I don't know what the board, there's going to be a lot of politics involved. Again, that's why North Carolina's got to run a clean ship right here. They got to run a tight ship. Because if they don't, then people are going to take advantage of that politically at the Board of Governors. Thank you from Preston, Greensboro. I appreciate your generosity. I know I really did not answer your question. I really just don't know. I mean, I think a lot of it's politics. You don't want to strengthen the other person's hand. I appreciate it, sir. I don't have an answer. I do not have an answer. Kenneth Maynard, the Board of Governors will have to advocate for East Carolina too. Yep. Lee Roberts allegedly helps with the Board of Governors. Yes. Yep. He was handpicked by the, what's the guy's name? The president of the Board of Governors. What's the guy's name? He picked Lee Roberts, basically. Expansion Crush had an I do declare before that super chat. Ooh, okay. Okay, hold on. I don't see it. Can you, I do declare Indiana will have a plus 18-point differential this year. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? An average of 18 points a game differential? 18 or higher? I don't know what that means. Let me know what that means, Mr. Montcastle, in the chat. Okay, we're going to open up the phone lines. Opening up the phone lines, you can call in. Let us know what you're thinking in the world of college football. 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. I do want to thank all of those who have donated to this program. Help us keep the lights on and grow this channel that is, for whatever reason, growing right now. Preston from Greensboro, North Carolina, thank you so very much. BLG, thank you for your gift memberships. Ricky Tungate, Mr. Hoosier, appreciate it. Mr. Buckeye, Mohr After Dark, I appreciate your generosity. OBD Don, like always, thank you so very much. Even though you used that crown in the hamburger with melted cheese, thank you, OBD Don, appreciate it. Stadzilla, thank you very much. Eva Badger, thank you, sir, I appreciate it. Expansion Crush, again, Kenneth Maynard and Preston from Greensboro. Thank you, guys. Average per game. Okay. All right. What was their average last year? So I don't know what valuation I should put on that. That seems like a lot, right? But I don't know. It seems like a lot. The average 18 points more than you. What was the average last year? I'll check on it. Yeah, you're saying 18 per average game. 18. So, all right, Expansion Crush, I will book it in, and then I will try to determine what's the best valuation of that. I appreciate it. It can't be just 18 overall, because that would be a heavy chalk, and I would not be able to book that in. So are you saying 18 points more than our opponents for the whole season? That would be, yeah, you're saying average per game. So it was 29.9 last year. Holy cow. All right, we'll do the 18, but we'll give it like a 1 point or a 2 point valuation. Okay? Thank you, Expansion Crush. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. More predictions, the better. More predictions, the better. The phone lines are open if anyone wants to give a call. If everyone is worn out by another live show, I do understand that. We did cover the Virginia Tech Cavaliers. The Virginia Tech Cavaliers. Ooh, looks like the Gophers got a commitment. Looks like the Golden Gophers got a commitment here. Virginia Tech Cavaliers, spotlight on them today. I got them finishing 6th in our way too early predictions. Ethan Grunkmeyer, the quarterback, transferred from Penn State. Jeffrey Overton, probably going to start the season as RB2 for Virginia Tech. Marcellus Hawkins will probably be RB1, but Jeffrey Overton is the guy that I want to highlight. I think this is the name that you're going to remember by the end of the season. Aiden Green is coming back for another year. Got 31 receptions, keeps getting better. This year could be a pop-out season for Aiden Green. And then the transfer from Duke, Quishan Brown, great year last year. 64 receptions, 846 yards. And then the great defensive back from UConn last year, 4 interceptions, 43 tackles. He was the dude in the backfield for UConn, and he goes and transfers to Virginia Tech, and now he's going to be playing for James Franklin. Very interesting season this year. First year coach for Virginia Tech, James Franklin, had a very good career at Penn State. Did not win the national championship, but had a great career, a lot of wins, a lot of success, and of course what he did at Vanderbilt. Did I say Cavaliers? Virginia Tech Hokies. Of course I said. Of course it's Virginia Tech Hokies. I apologize. It is the Virginia Tech Hokies, of course. There it is. The spotlight. Right on them. You got Metallica singing over here on the right side. They're under the spotlight. Virginia Tech Hokies. At this point of the live show, I'm just rambling. I'm waiting for a phone call. If we don't get one, we'll just end the live show. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us this live show on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I do think there's going to be some bad tornadoes. I don't want to say, I think it was Oklahoma. Not sure on that. Missouri, Oklahoma, somewhere around there. Thank you, Bill Kakuza. Appreciate it. Virginia Tech Hokies. All right. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody wants to yell at me today, so I will, again, I want to say thank you for everybody who joined us for a live show on a Saturday afternoon. The Saturday and Sunday live shows have been going great. The first 3 or 4 years that we had this live show, Saturday and Sundays, off-season shows, we would get 30 or 40 people in here, which was fine. We would have a lot of fun talking college football. And now this off season, it's been well over 100 people at a time. So I thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. We're talking college football every single day, spotlight on every single team. We're making our predictions. You guys are making your predictions with the I Do Declare competition that is hot and heavy. Look at these predictions. Look at these predictions. Robert Gibbs, Greg, the Board of Governors has to weigh and monetize damage to the other Board of Governors schools. Yeah, and that's going to be the tricky part. That's going to be the tricky part, no question about it. Thank you, Robert Gibbs, for bringing that up. No, the little general's not at home right now, so she's not giving me the side eye. Look at those predictions. Look at these bold predictions. None of them are a chalk. None of them are a chalk. The closer to the chalk, the less value points they receive. Take a look. That is your competition. If you want to join the competition, somebody is going to be crowned the I Do Declare College Football World Champion by the end of the National College Football Game. That is when the presentation happens. That is when somebody in the PATC family, one of you Einsteins, becomes the first ever I Do Declare World Champion. I cannot wait. It's going to add a lot of excitement during the season. You've got to get your prediction in before kickoff of the first game in week 0. And all the predictions have to land correctly before the end of the college football championship game, or you get deducted those valuation points. So if you are predicting that the fat guy from Minnesota, Greg Pflugar, is going to be the new head coach of the Golden Gophers, if it doesn't happen before the championship, the end of the championship game, you're going to get deducted those points. If I become the head coach of the Golden Gophers after the conference championship game is over, it doesn't matter. You still got it wrong. The deadline to get a prediction right is at the end of the championship game, the national championship game. Those are the rules. Those are the rules, and I am the judge and jury. And the problem is, if you go to the complaint desk, I'm also at the complaint desk. You can file an appeal, but good luck. This is not a democracy. There is no democratic institutions in PATC country. I am the re-elected mayor of Louisville City. I win automatically. This is a dictatorship. Kenneth Maynor, I can imagine scheduling agreements with ECU, App State, Charlotte could be a requirement for UNC's exit. And again, I agree with you, Mr. Maynor. I absolutely agree with you, which is why this whole silo talk, hopefully it doesn't go to extremes. Hopefully the SEC only plays 9 conference games, if that ever happens. Because I don't want to see these big schools not play, the G6 school. That would be horrible. Horrible. Not only for college football, for sports, for college sports. Because these institutions need that money coming from the SEC, the Big Ten. Genghis Khan, absolutely correct. Premier Greg, absolutely correct. You guys are absolutely correct. Thank you, Kenneth Maynor. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that super chat. And I agree with you on that. I agree with you. A lot of great comments. Especially coming from North Carolina country, the state of North Carolina. Great comments, a lot of good education. You guys are teaching me a lot. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all joining us. And again, we're going to be coming on live tomorrow, Sunday, May 10th. Another live show talking all of college football. Make sure before you leave, smash the like button if you've liked our content today. If you did not like our content, smash the thumbs down button. I still think they offer that, right? Anyways, please smash the like button and subscribe to our channel. Ring the notification bell. Keep your head on a swivel. If there's breaking news, we'll be coming on live. So always keep your head on a swivel. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, from all of us at Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. And as always, God, family,